This is Oscar Bevis for IFL TV, MC Dev Sahni, my man, good to see you. Gavin Gwynne overcomes a 47-year-old for the European title, but that doesn't tell the story, because I tell you what, that 47-year-old, Benjamin Button, isn't it?
I think so. Look, I put out a tweet, I think it was earlier this week or last week, just about this guy. I'm so intrigued by this enigmatic 47-year-old who hasn't lost in 20 years as a pro, who came over to the UK once. Once he left Italy, he came over and he knocked out Derry Matthews, and he's come over here at 47, and he's put on a hell of a performance. Gavin Gwynne, ultimately he got the job done, but the story of the fight is there. I mean, Marsili emerges as a bit of a hero. Gavin Gwynne's the hero too. He's the one with the new belt, but Marsili's his stock's gone up, and good for him. Good for him.
Hearing he's got a Netflix documentary.
It's on Amazon Prime. I suggest you watch it. It's called Tizzo. I watched it the other night. It's all in Italian, obviously, as you'd expect. It's largely just sort of interviews with his family, his old trainers. There's dramatic recreations of his youth, and it's quite fun. But he works on the docks. The guy's I want to go and get a picture with him, to be honest. I like the fella.
I'll tell you what, if he hangs him up tonight, fair play for the career. I'm going to do kind of a bit of foreshadowing and say that Gavin might now vacate the British title, which can let Sam and Mark fight for it.
That feels like a next step, right? Everyone needs to agree to that, and hopefully they can all make it happen. That European belt is now in the Queensberry stable. The British belt is in the Queensberry stable, as is the Commonwealth lightweight belt. So maybe things can be manoeuvred, and we've got to see that Chamberlain-Noakes fight anyway. Hopefully we just get it with all the relevant gold on the line. I can't wait for that, and I love that they are now talking about each other. Before they'd kind of shy away a little bit, and when the time's right, we'll build it up. Now it's I want him next. Let's make the fight. So let's make the fight.
That's down to your work on the Queensberry stream. That's what it is.
I'm trying. Mark Chamberlain in particular, he doesn't really want to say too much, so you have to draw it out of him. But last week, he was sort of in the mood to chat. He wanted to get things off his chest. So I'm looking forward to this. The build-up's going to be great.
Obviously for Gavin, his first fight on Queensberry and walking away with the European title. Tell you what, when you look at the Queensberry stable, the belts that are situated in the stable and the fighters, I think you've got a case for perhaps leading the way in the UK right now.
Look, we're in a good place. We're very comfortable with where we are at Queensberry right now, and you can see it's both ends of the spectrum. That was our last UK show of the year. We've done back-to-back weeks at York Hall, and December 23rd we're out in Saudi again for the second time in this Riyadh season for the Day of Reckoning. So Queensberry sort of got it all, and it's a real great time to be part of it.
Obviously, I can't go through the whole undercard because it was a long card today, but quick one on Moses. I guess next year we're going to see the opposition step up, but mate, we all know what he's about. This is a guy who is going there.
Yeah, look, no one's done that to that fella. I think Jamie TKV done him in a couple of rounds. Moses just, as soon as the first bell went, he just went after him. He was like, I'm going to get you out of the way. I'm going to knock you out. He moaned a little bit afterwards, the fella, but I don't think he had anything to moan about. It was inevitable. It was coming. And Moses Italmo is going all the way. 7-0 now. The aim was to be, I think he's going to fight 8 times within a sort of calendar year. Within 2 calendar years, he could be 16-0. 16-0 is a great number to be at before challenging for a world heavyweight title. It's a very good number. It's the number that I believe Anthony Joshua was at. It was in his 16th fight when he challenged. So this is feeling more and more realistic. We don't want to put pressure on him, of course we don't. But with performances like that, it just feels right. It feels like something's happening.
Mate, cannot wait to see where next year takes him. In terms of your year, obviously big time as an MC now. Back-to-back York calls, like you said, but how do you assess Dev Sahni's MC in 2023?
I don't know. The MC, I was struggling a bit, so I'm quite unwell.
Have the nerves lessened as you've got more used to it? Because when we first saw you in the ring, I was like, well, Dev's MCing. Now it's just like, yeah, Dev's in the ring.
What? Out of everything that I've done, all the press conferences, the high-profile stuff, and all of that, tonight has actually been the most nervous I've been because I'm not well. And every time I was talking to people earlier, I started coughing. I thought, what if I just start coughing during them seeing? I might get a cough sweet deal or something, but I wasn't really looking forward to tonight. I was looking forward to getting through it. So my year's been great. I'll look back. Hopefully I'll go on holiday after the Day of Reckoning, look back on it a little bit, and we go again. It's a great time right now. With Queensberry are doing some big things, big players right now, and it's fantastic to be a part of.
For someone who wasn't well, you done well tonight, I'll say that. Last one. So the last one of the year, in terms of Queensberry involvement, the Day of Reckoning. What on earth are you expecting from that week in Saudi?
I'm expecting Big Baby Miller to be
I was about to
shot.
say, alone. Jarrell Miller alone.
Honestly, that press conference, the first press conference, I knew he had something in him. Like, everyone thought that he'd finished, and I was like, have you got anything to say to anyone else, by the way? And boom, he went after Wilder, went after Joshua, called Dubois, all sorts of names as well. He's a big time trash talker, and I guess the question is, can anyone shut him up? Daniel Dubois has the opportunity to shut him up, and I can't wait to see if he can do it. It's not an easy fight by any means. The guy will weigh 100 pounds more than Daniel Dubois. We'll be calling him all sorts of names. We'll be calling him a quitter in the build-up. We'll be saying what he's going to do to him. And Daniel Dubois just got to stay strong mentally in the build-up and in the fight. I can't wait to see what happens there. And of course, at the co-main events, Wilder against Joseph Parker. This is a Joseph Parker who is resurgent right now. He seems to have found his groove with Andy Lee. So he's probably the best Joseph Parker we've seen for a long time. This is a Deontay Wilder who is inactive, so we don't know. We've only seen him box one round in like a few years. So has he still got it? Has he still got the fast twitch muscle fibres? Has he still got the power? Joe Parker's got a great chin. He's only got worn down by Joe Joyce in the past, so very intrigued. And Anthony Joshua is taking on a good southpaw at 6 weeks' notice. That doesn't sound like something that they would really...
It sounds to me like the boxing gods don't want us to have Joshua Wilder.
No, I don't know what's going to happen there. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we see all the fights we want, but yeah, we'll learn a lot about Anthony Joshua against Otto Wallin, a good southpaw at 6 weeks' notice who's only lost to Tyson Fury in a good fight.
Just one more thing, could you kind of reconcile a relationship, you and Joshua? I mean, not that there's ever been really one, but maybe you and Joshua could become friends as such in Saudi?
Maybe. Watch this space. Let's see. Look, once he gets around me, here's some of my jokes. I'm sure we'll get on just fine. Just fine, Oscar. What do you think?
Right, Dev, thanks for speaking to us.
Do you think you'll, like...
I think we should end the thanks for speaking to us.
Yeah, been a good night. Cheers, Oscar.